The wisdom of AMA divers is visible in their fishing methods and tools. Today, we will learn from displays at Toba Sea Folk Museum in Toba City, Mie Prefecture. Through their fishing methods and tools, we also discover their professional philosophy. In the Toba Shima region of Mie Prefecture, where the largest number of AMA divers in Japan are in practice, 3 fishing methods are mainly in use. Funado is said to be unique to the Toba Shima region. In Funado, AMA uses a boat operated by her husband. Once the boat arrives at the fishing ground, AMA carries a heavy sinker, which quickly pulls her down to the depth of about 10 to 15 meters. Once she completes the session, she pulls the lifeline tied around her waist to signal her husband on the boat. The husband then uses the pulley mounted on the boat to pull her up to the surface with the lifeline. While the dive assisted by the sinker helps AMAs save their strength, the plummet is also physically stressful. Furthermore, the couple must work together in sync, or they may face accidents. On the other hand, Funado is said to bring a lot of catches because the AMA can reach the depth not normally reachable by Kachido AMAs, which I will explain later. The husband also helps the catch by taking her to good catching spots. Due to aging and diversified occupational choices, Funado is rarely seen today. In Kachido fishing, AMA divers swim to the fishing grounds on their own. They hunt for catches in relatively shallow rocky shores 3 to 8 meters in depth. In order to mutually ensure safety, they dive in teams consisting of several AMAs. Unlike Funado AMAs who consult with their husbands, Kachido AMAs decide where to fish for the day based on their own experiences and hunches. Not all AMAs go after abalones. Some are specialized in catching turban shells. They decide their own fishing grounds and targets based on their strengths. The image shows Kachido AMAs in the Showa period, when the AMA population was much larger than today. AMA's fishing style is characterized by simple tools. While known as a traditional fishing method, their tools modernized with time. Today's AMA divers wear wetsuits. The use of wetsuits became popular in the 1960s. Many AMAs wear custom-made suits fitting their shapes. Some young AMAs also use wetsuits for marine sports. Before the proliferation of wetsuits, AMAs generally wore a white, cotton garment called isogi. Isogi was used not because of necessity, however. It is likely the availability of the cloths for handmade suits that made it a popular choice. White color is also believed to fend off shark attacks. Second-hand sweatsuits of their children and grandchildren were also their handy choices. It seems it was popular because it's warm and durable. AMA uses a tool called nomi to catch abalones. They insert nomi between the rock and abalone to pry it off. A nomi is made of iron with a wooden handle. AMAs diligently polish the iron and use the same nomi for many years. Many young AMAs use old nomi passed down from their mothers and grandmothers. As shown in this exhibit, the nomi shapes vary depending on where it is used by whom. AMA divers custom-made nomi with the length and thickness matching the terrain of their favorite fishing grounds. AMA uses different nomi depending on where abalones are located. A short nomi is for abalones on the rocky shore or hiding in gaps in the shallow, while a long nomi is for abalones on rocks under deeper water. For abalones sticking upside down on a rock, konomi, small nomi, is used. Some AMAs bring 4 to 5 nomis to fish. The fishing tool circled in blue is tampo, which functions as a float. Sakara, a net circled in red, hangs down from the tampo. Tampo floats on the sea surface, while Sakara remains underwater. Amma puts her catch in the underwater Sakara and returns to the land once she has done hunting. Before tampo and Sakara became the standard, wooden shore buckets, called iso-oki, were used. Ammas float the buckets on the sea surface and put their catch. According to Amma divers, tampo is more useful than a shore bucket, as it floats on the surface and offers a place to rest. Until the Edo period, Amma dived with naked eyes. In the Meiji period, they started to wear iso-megane, or shore glasses. The left one is the oldest, and the right one is the glass today. Because separate glasses give bigger water pressure, single glass was introduced as an improvement. To prevent eyeglass from fogging in the water, Amma wipes their glasses with roasted wormwood and butterbur leaves. Both grow in neighborhoods, but some Ammas intentionally grow wormwood in their home gardens because it expels evil. Amma divers have high ethical standard in resource management. Today, it is commended as a sustainable fishing practice meeting SDGs requirement. Here, let's look at their resource management from their fishing tools. We will see social rules and other aspects of resource management in a separate section. The wooden tool shown above the abalone shell is called sunbow, a kind of ruler. To protect resources, catching young abalones which have not spawned yet is prohibited. To judge this, Amma carries a sunbow to fish. In Mie Prefecture, catching abalones smaller than 10.6 centimeters is prohibited. If an abalone can fit in the recessed area of sunbow, they should be returned to the sea. Abalones larger than the scale, like in this photo, are okay to fish. Seasoned Ammas are said to be able to know abalone's size and scale on sight. Occasionally, however, refraction of light caused by the use of iso-megane, eyeglass, or the excitement of the catch makes small abalones look larger in the water. Not a few Ammas smilingly confessed that they regrettably released abalones too small to be caught but looked larger in the water. As we saw so far, Amma only uses simple fishing tools. While some modernization takes place, like isogi replaced by wetsuit, they avoid excessive focus on efficiency, as their priority in dealing with the ocean is resource management. For example, wetsuit did not immediately replace traditional gear when it was introduced in the 1960s. Because wetsuits reduced the stress of dive, Ammas and fishers' unions voluntarily limited the maximum suits permitted to be owned to 1 suit per household, as a measure to prevent overfishing. Similarly, Ammas were cautious when leg fins became popular, as they can cause overfishing as it facilitates diving speed, with some areas banning it until in the 1990s. Presently, however, many Amma divers use both wetsuits and fins, as the aging and dwindling Amma population is no longer a threat to sustainability. Holding breath, Amma dives without the support of oxygen tank. When asked why they don't use a tank, they answer, to protect resources. They say they also keep in mind, not to overdo, because they only have themselves to confront the sea. There is a lot we can learn from Amma's philosophy. Many Amma describe their hunting motivations as greed and fun. The greed to get as many abalones as possible. The excitement of catching abalones after trials and errors in search of them. At the same time, however, the strategies, not to overdo, to protect their life underlie their practice. For example, an Amma told me, I cannot hold breath for a long time, so it's dangerous to dive too deep. If I bring a long nomi with me, my greed would drive me to go deeper in the hunt for abalone. So, I intentionally bring a short nomi with me. While being driven by greed, amas keep control of themselves and continuously make strategies in the water. While there may be times when they fail to catch abalones, they are having fun hunting for abalones. Their words demonstrate that fun underlies ama fishing. I study ama fishing for many reasons. For example, I can learn about sustainable relationship with the marine environment and resource, and I can also learn about women's independence in work. But the most rewarding moment of all is when I can sense their joy of hunting through conversations with them. If you have a chance to visit Japan, do please try to meet amas. The experience will be full of unexpected discoveries.